Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking about delta epsilon limits. More specifically, we're going to be talking about the formal definition of a limit, which says if for every epsilon greater than 0, there's a delta greater than 0, such that the absolute value of x minus c is less than delta, and the absolute value of f of x minus L is less than epsilon, then the limit of f of x as x approaches c equals L. What in the world is that? At first glance, this may seem very confusing, but don't run away from calculus. Let's break it down, and hopefully you'll see that this definition is actually a very simple idea. Before we dive into this, we need to make sure that you absolutely understand absolute value inequalities. Let's take a look at an example. Here we have the absolute value of x is less than 1. Note that we could rewrite this as the absolute value of x minus 0 is less than 1. What this means in English is the distance between x and 0 is less than 1. In other words, if we start at 0 and go 1 unit in either direction, our x value must lie within that region for the equation to hold true. Try it yourself. Suppose x is 1/2. 1/2 minus 0 is less than 1, so 1/2 is a valid solution. But if x is 2.5, 2.5 minus 0 is not less than 1, so 2.5 is not a solution because it's outside the region. In this case, the solution is x is greater than -1 and less than 1. Here's another example. The absolute value of x minus 1 is less than 2. What this really means as a distance statement is the distance between x and 1 is less than 2. So let's go to 1 and move out 2 units in either direction. This gives us the region that x must be within. In other words, x must be greater than -1 and less than 3. What about this case? The absolute value of x plus 5 is less than 3. No problem. This is really the absolute value of x minus -5. If we translate this to a distance statement, we get the distance between x and -5 is less than 3. So what we're going to do is go to -5 and move out in either direction 3 units. This gives us the region that x must be within. X must be greater than -8 and less than -2. Okay, can you translate this to a distance statement? The absolute value of x minus c is less than delta. This would mean the distance between x and c is less than delta. So what we're going to do is go to a number line, and we're going to move delta units away from c in either direction. Now we have the region that x must be within. Let's do the same thing for this absolute value inequality. The absolute value of f of x minus L is less than epsilon. This translates to the distance between f of x and L is less than epsilon. In other words, we start at L and we move epsilon units in either direction. And now we can see that our f of x value must lie within that region. So now let's go back to the definition. If for every epsilon greater than 0, there's a delta greater than 0, such that the distance between x and c is less than delta, and the distance between f of x and L is less than epsilon, then the limit of f of x as x approaches c equals L. In the next video, we're going to start by taking a look at a diagram to see how this works graphically. In the meantime, I encourage you to listen to my delta epsilon song to learn the definition by heart. And that's how you rock calculus.